YouTube.com/Tim Westwood TV. What do you think was their relationship? Why did Solar seem to have this hold over Guru? I don't understand that. I mean,
it's really hard to say.
I saw it for myself.
I literally would have to be there to witness it. I've just heard the stories from so many people. So
I've seen it.
You know, it's always about bearing witness to something. You know, like when somebody says, "Hey, I saw it with my own eyes," even if you think they're crazy, you saw it with your own eyes. You can actually speak on it. But to not be there, and again, to not even see him anywhere in New York for 6 years. When I know Guru, I lived with him from '88 to '93. We lived in the same house. And not the same house. Different houses. We lived in the Bronx on 183rd. Then we moved to Brooklyn, lived in Branford Marcellus' crib, hanging with Biggie all the time on the corner with Suge and Dap and Malachi the Nutcracker and J. Rue and then the H-Stacks from Forbid and Mike Rohn and everybody. You know, even Deems from Amsterdam would be with us. And, you know, like we'd always be around all the time. Even the song Soliloquy of Chaos, 5 Carlos deep, time to go to a show, got a massive crew, and we're ready to roll. And he names everybody. I'm still rolling with all of those guys except for maybe 1 or 2, and he named a long list. And most of those, and he said, and to the rest of my crew, the bond is strong. And we didn't end on an enemy situation. And I was just checking out some emails, you know, being in all this crazy stuff is going all over the place with all these websites. And there's some correspondence with Guru and another guy, and I was just looking at it a little while ago, and Guru says, literally from his email, and this ain't no fake shit, this is real, and he says, I'm in Australia with Premier right now, and he says, when I get back, I'm going to do another Ballhead Slick album, then I'm going to do my Jazzmatazz album, and then we're going to do a Gang Starr album in 2006. So he planned on doing another album in 2006 after he did these other 2 projects, because that was always our routine. Our routine was always do a Gang Starr album, do a tour, then he does his Ill Kid, then he does his Jazzmatazz, then we do another Gang Starr album. And when he's doing that, being that I don't have any parts of it, even if I produce one song, that's still his project, and that's his money. So whenever it came down to that, that's when I started producing other artists. Whenever we're doing a Gang Starr album, I don't produce other artists really on the side. Maybe 1 or 2 if it's able to be squeezed in, but I don't interrupt the Gang Starr recording process when we're doing an album. I always shut down and, like I said, maybe 1 or 2 tracks for somebody, but it have to be somebody on the level of like a Jay-Z or a Nas or somebody that I can actually cut in and put that type of time in because they're on the level where they deserve it. Other than that, I never cut into the Gang Starr recording process. I stay focused on our album. And every album we do, why would I give weaker music to us when I'm on the cover with you and I got to stand beside you and then give everybody else, more heat? Because I know there's certain complaints that I used to get from Guru back then about, some of those beats you give other people are hot, but they weren't designed for him. Guru always said I was a beat tailor. And just like a tailor can look at you and put a suit on your body just from looking at you and telling what would work with you, it's the same thing with the beat. I listen to the artist's voice, their style, I look at how they dress, everything. And then I'm like, this is what I think will match your voice, your style, your tone, and the way you walk, all of that. Certain tracks Guru could rhyme on, but they wouldn't have made him sound iller. You know what I mean?
YouTube.com/Tim Westwood TV.